Hi, Royal Family. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Atarah Netononda, aka Queen Atarah. The Queen is in the house. Yay! I'm so excited to do this video with you. And before I go even further, I just want to thank everyone who has subscribed into this wonderful channel, all 88 of you as I speak. And I know now it's road to 1,000 all the way, 1,000 subscribers all the way. Thank you so much. And if you are here and you've not yet subscribed, please take the time to subscribe, like, comment, and share. This will really, really go a long way. Yes, today I'm going to just talk about the grind, the grind, how I got to where I am, a little bit of that, and yeah, let us go. So I'll start in varsity. I get to varsity in 2009. And when I got there, obviously I was new, I didn't know anything. My dad is the one who took me to UJ to get me settled and everything. Guys, my metric results were good. So I was accepted in almost every university that I'd applied to. I was not allowed to apply in Cape Town and all the coastal provinces because my parents wanted me to be close. So I was going to only be allowed to be in Gauteng, and being in Limpopo as well was not an option. So there I was at UJ as a first year. And yeah, I think all I knew was that I needed to get my qualification and get out of poverty. And when I say poverty, I mean it not deep poverty. I mean, at home we grew up okay. We were okay. We were staying in a location. We had food every day. There was not a day that passed without us having food. But I think I wanted more. But I'm grateful to my parents for what they were able to give me. But I wanted more, and so I wanted to get myself out of the situation that I was in at home. Also, this was inspired by obviously growing up in a township where most families are doing well. The children are going to their children are going to multiracial schools or private schools, and that's something I really wanted. But anyways, I never got to have. Shame, my dad tried, but we never made it. But that's neither here nor there because here I am now. So we're there 2009, first year of varsity. We are so excited. I think I had about 10 people that I knew already, and there I was excited and everything. I was so happy. I just couldn't wait to get down to business, because I knew that I didn't want to be in poverty. So yeah, I had 10 people that I knew, around 10 people that I knew from where I was staying and whatnot, which was nice. But my late brother, may his soul rest in peace, happened to tell me immediately when I got there. My brother's best friend, he told me when I got to varsity that I need to understand that this is university, and my results may not be as great as they were in high school, because shame, in high school I was a top achiever, guys, always on the top five, things like that. So yeah, he warned me about the fact that my results might not be as great as they are, and maybe I might fail a test or something, and I mustn't be hard on myself, and I mustn't give up. I must just understand it's a big jump, it's a change, and I'll forever be grateful for that. I really loved him. But yeah, God did his will. Anyways, so I get there, and we write our first test for all subjects. The other subjects go really well. And then economics, guys. Economics 101. I can't remember even what it was called, but economics 1. I get a 35%. I was shattered. 35% from getting 90s, 100% and all to 35%, a shocking 35%. So when I saw that, I thought I was dying. I was really hurt. I was really hurt. I couldn't believe it. But anyways, yeah, I remember calling my mom and telling her that, yay, it's ugly here, you know. And I had this group of friends. So friends of my friends also became my friends. And we would we would chill a lot. We would nowadays we call it chilling, but we liked hanging around out together. We would be in one place and then just chilling. Then I realized, no, 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 no. In this chilling, it's very nice and it's fun. But we even chilled before we write exams or assessments. Yeah, tests then. And other people are passing everything, but here I am with a 35%. What's going on? So I assessed the situation and I was like, there's a lady here. Her stories are funny, hilarious. You will listen to her, and I am not a big multitasker. So when I was studying and when I would be studying and she'd be talking, I wouldn't be able to focus on my studies. I'd focus on the laughing and the talking and all that. So then I realized, I need to actually focus on my studies. I need to move away from my friends when I'm writing and focus on my studies for real, or go to the library when I need to study so that I pass, because I knew I was there alone and I didn't have anyone else to I didn't come there with anyone. Like, it was me, my qualification, and I needed to be successful. So yeah, first year was like that. What I remember the most is 35% that I got for economics. But to someone who's maybe first year at university and maybe they've failed, it's not the end of the world. Pick up your socks and do what you need to do. Attend tutorials, attend everything that you need to attend, consult, so that you get to a point where you are able to perform well and pass your assessments or your exams. Yeah. Anyways, first year was that, but I ended up passing first year very well. And then there was second year. Second year was challenging. We were doing accounting 200 and everything was 200. Hey, that course was difficult. It was so difficult. I think every time I had to write accounting, I would literally get a running stomach. Literally every time I would get a running stomach, and it was so it was so funny because I was getting a running stomach because the accounting was just too hard. Your accounting at UJ was tough for me. Anyways, I passed also my second year, but I didn't qualify to do my third year. I didn't qualify to do my third year in the CA stream, which is what I needed, right? The chartered accountancy stream. So, well, I just went on to my third year and I did the normal third year. I was so disappointed, to be quite honest. I was really, really disappointed. I was really disappointed because I really wanted to go through the CA stream straight, and not have to do the bridging course. Because doing my third year as a normal third year meant that I'm going to need to do a bridging course for the CTA, certified theory certificate in what? Sorry. I forgot the meaning, but CTA, the honors that people who want to be chartered accountants do. right? So yeah, I I did my third year. Third year was okay. It was not as hard, but the accounting was still giving. It was not as hard. So I passed, finished my degree record time. Yay. I was proud of myself, but I think because I wanted more, I knew that the journey was still long. It was just yeah, it was a degree. We did my graduation, my parents came. I looked absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I still love that, though, the pictures from my graduation. I looked so beautiful. I'd gotten my BCom accounting degree, and that was exciting. Now, at the graduation, I remember I felt numb, and I guess that's because I understood how much work still needed to be done, and the fact that I was not where I wanted to be. The kind of degree that I had was not the one that I wanted to have, i.e., the one that was going to make me be a chartered accountant at the end. Anyways, I moved on through that. Then I went to do my BCTA, right, which is a bridging course for the honors. Sure, that thing was difficult. It was such a big jump from the normal accounting that I did with my degree. So, whew, I fought. And at that point, my parents could no longer pay for my school fees. So, and the bursary that I had was done. I think it was taking me only for 3 years, so it was also I couldn't, yeah, I couldn't continue with the bursary. It was actually a scholarship, so I couldn't continue with that. So my parents, the for my fourth year, which was the bridging course in CTA, was, yeah, the last time that my parents were able to pay for my school fees. But just to take you back, I had a bursary when I was, can't remember if it was second year to third year, or even starting from first year. Yeah, I had a bursary, and I got this a scholarship. Sorry, I keep on saying bursary, scholarship. And I had gotten the scholarship through one of the people that I went to church with, and I'm forever grateful for that. And then the bursary was from one of the big banks in South Africa. I'm not gonna mention their names, just so you know, to keep them out of the limelight of this channel. Anyways, yeah. So then I did my BCTA. Great, difficult. I didn't pass. I remember I met a friend of mine, and I'll tell you all about this person in another video. But I came across this guy when I was like, you know what, I'm tired. I'm giving up on this thing. This bridging course is difficult. I had no hope. I didn't know what I was gonna do, where I was gonna go, with who. But I held on, and I finished the year, but I failed. I can't remember if I failed 2 out of 4 modules or what, but I failed, so I couldn't continue. I didn't want to repeat the bridging course. Anyways, there was no money anymore to for me to do the bridging course, so I needed to go work. Yeah, I must say, when I went to work, I wasn't ready to work because I still wanted to study. I really wish I had gotten a lot of time, to study and just focus on my books and all that. But I had to grow up. I had to start working. Anyways, I think I was 21, 22, somewhere there. And then I got a job as a trainee accountant. It was a trainee auditor, and it was for 3 years. But before that, in the fourth year, I had a relationship, and I'll tell you all about it in the coming videos. But I had a boyfriend at the time when I was in fourth year. Just keep that in mind. I had a boyfriend when I was doing my BCTA. And so I went to the workplace. Now, when I got to the workplace, I think my main thing was the fact that I needed to go to school and get the qualifications so that eventually I could become a chartered accountant. Now, with that in mind, I had no idea what was expected of me at work, right? Although when I got there, I got taught, but I didn't know what was expected of me in the workplace. And yeah, it was quite scary being in the workplace. I remember before my first day, my mother bought me clothes, sent me money to buy clothes for work, formal clothes. I love formal wear. So I was very excited about that. And so, yeah, I went to buy my formal wear and all that. And then I started working. So when I got there, I didn't understand the work environment or anything. The only thing that one of my brothers told me is that at work, there are no friends and I must focus on work and work hard. Fine, I understood that, and yeah, I did that. I got into work. Now, as we were working, I talk a lot, right? I'm a social butterfly. I love having conversations. I love laughing and things like that. And so at work, sometimes when we are working, some people will be talking and will be working and talking and working. But we had this thing, guys, called progress meetings. Oh my word. So the first client I had, well, I won't mention their name just to make sure that I don't get in trouble with the company, right? But my first client was a big client. And there I was, we are working, we are talking. I've been given work, but I was not given instructions of what to do, how to do it, and whatnot. So I was just thrown in the deep end. And so we were talking during working hours. We used to work in like a boardroom. So as an external auditor, most of the time when you go to the client, they'll give you a boardroom and that's where the whole team sits. So we'd be sitting there and having chats, talking about boyfriends, whatever, any topic that comes through. I was excited and just talking and talking. Hey, your sister here forgot that I was at work. Big mistake. So the progress meeting comes and they ask, okay, they call someone, Mpo, how far are you? And then Mpo said, I was given this, I've done this and this, I've done this and that. When they came to me, they were like, Atara, what have you done? Guys, I had done very little work, and I tried to say, yeah, I was trying to get information from the client. Isn't it that I'm supposed to talk to the client and whatnot? That lady was like, I don't know. I'm asking you. You tell me. Oh, guys, it was the shock of my life, the biggest shock of my life. Everyone that I had been chatting to and laughing with had progress except your dearest here. And from that day, I learned that, listen, at work you can talk, but you must work as well. So I learned how to talk to balance between the chats and also working. And at the same time, I had to study. I had to do my honors in accounting. Now, thankfully, getting out of UJ, I didn't think that it was possible for me to do my honors, that CTA honors. I didn't think it was possible. But I heard someone saying that you could register with UNISA, and there was CTA 1 and CTA 2, right? So I registered with UNISA, and yeah, things were okay, started studying and working, guys. It was a lot of work. I remember I would go to work for 8 hours, 8.2 hours. We used to work 8.2 hours, and then in that where I did my articles. And then after that I would go and study, right? For another I used to study maybe 3 hours or 4 hours, I had a lot of energy. I was still young, so I had a lot of energy. I had the zeal. I had, everything in me wanted those qualifications so much. So I was willing to put in the work, but it was hard, guys. It was hard. My first year as a trainee, and my first year as my honors year, the first year actually studying and working. Whew, it was so hard. It was so hard. I would cry a lot. Sure, I would cry a lot. And I was failing. There, you see, I was crying with 35% first year of my degree. There, I was getting 21%. My 21%, 35, 33. Look, I got used to even failing. Well, not used to, but it was no longer a train smash when I failed tests, because yeah, it was trapping me, it was mooring me, it was that thing was showing me flames. So the first year I did it, CTA1, and I didn't pass. Yo, that thing was painful. It's more painful than actually a breakup from a boyfriend. I couldn't stand it. It was very, very painful. It was so painful. But anyways, the following year, I spoke to another vendor sister of mine. She's now very, very successful. Oh my word. So proud of her. But yeah, I spoke to a sister of mine, and she told me that there was a guy who's teaching, and a school that had just started that was teaching, and I could maybe join that and start with my studies. But I joined it at the end of the year. But what I did was I sat down and I studied what the honors was. I studied how it wanted to be managed, how I needed to respond. I went through like the whole reviewing process. I literally went through the whole reviewing process. So yeah, when I repeated it the following year, which was my second year of articles. When I repeated it, I did very well. Well, just okay, well. But at the end of the year, I was helped by the school that a friend of mine told me about. Well, that's how I passed my accounting and management accounting manic, because those subjects were showing me flames, but especially manic. I was seeing stars, stars. I didn't understand it. Whew, yeah, standard costing and whatnot. If you know Manic, please comment down below. Let's talk about this Manic subject and just CTA. Yeah. Anyways, I eventually passed the board one. I was so not board one. Sorry, I eventually passed the CTA one, which was very great. I was very happy. I was really, really happy when I passed a CTA one. I was so proud of myself. Then I felt it, but I didn't graduate for it for whatever reason. Anyways, I continued pushing. But what I didn't know at work was that there was this thing. What was it called? Something for like tracking your progress in terms of learning, because there are things that psycha requires you to know them, or to have covered them, to have worked on and have experience on before they can give you the psycha articles. I don't know why I forgot that name. But yeah, there was something we used to do it. If you remember it, please comment down below. That thing that we used to do where they would ask whether you were maintaining good relationships, whether you adapted well to change and things like that. That thing. Yeah. So I knew that it was there, but I don't think I understood it very well. And the client that I was in, I stayed in one client, I think, for all 3 years. 3 years of my articles. 3 years of my articles. Well, I did my articles 3.5 years, but for 3 years of the articles, I was in one client, and we were auditing mainly revenue. So I was not getting the other competences, that I needed to get. And I was getting frustrated. I remember in the second year of my articles, they said that they wanted to move me to another client. And that client, was a broad client, and it was different. It was not like the one where I was mainly focusing on revenue. It was a different client. And then out of the blue, guys, that was cancelled. I could not move to the other client, which meant that there were still competences, a lot of competences that I needed to obtain before the end of my articles. Now, yeah, it became very challenging to me. And on the other side, just dealing with the client for the first time, it was tough. It was tough. I think I struggled with blending in my schoolwork and the actual practicals that I was doing. I struggled with that a lot, but eventually I got it right. But I really struggled. And it would always look like my fellow trainees are doing better than I was. The one thing I was good at though was when we had strategic meetings. What do we used to call them? BU meetings. When we had those meetings, I know there I was good. Visibility. Your girl was visible. And I love talking and I love engaging. So it was nice, engaging and having those meetings and all that. I enjoyed that. But in terms of work, I had a lot of challenges. Also balancing between working and studying. To be quite honest, it was very difficult. There was no balance. Because imagine working 8 hours as an auditor and now you have to go study a CTA. That honors is not a child's play. It's brutal. It's a lot of work. And the work is, you must know the work in detail and the level of determination that's needed there. There's not even time for a relationship, but, well, obviously you can always have a relationship, but it was tough. It was tough. I cried a lot. I cried a lot. I had many meltdowns. I cried a lot. But you know what? Eventually, the school side of things started showing light again. I passed my CTA one. But then with the articles at work, then yeah, I refused to work overtime. I would work overtime now every now and then, but I just could not do overtime and then go study again. It was too much. And I understood that if I worked overtime, then that meant that I wouldn't be able to have time I wouldn't be able to have time for studies, and both of them were important to me. So yeah, that is what I struggled with. But after that, then third year came, and I met this lady, guys. I won't say her name. She was so smart, Obviously, she's a chartered accountant. She's so smart and everything. But that woman had a thing against me. She hated me. She bullied me. I'm not gonna even make it beautiful. She really bullied me, and yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but I survived. It was really tough. No, I was even scared of hearing, the sound of her heel when she came into work, the workplace. Like you would hear a heel go, oh, my heart would just race and I would just be a mess. But you know what? Eventually it came through. I became the person that I wanted to become. I'll tell you more about this in another video. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Guys, I'm not getting a lot of comments on the comment section. You guys are too nice. Challenge me, please. Ask me those questions. I will answer. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.